Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me today, Dave's Original Recipes. Today I'm going to break my tradition of putting music to my recipe videos, and I will narrate this video recipe for you. This is my homemade bread recipe. Let's go ahead and get it started. It's simple to make. We just need a few ingredients: yeast, flour, sugar, honey, salt. That's it. That's all we need here. We'll need one package of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. You'll need a large bowl for making your dough, some King Arthur all-purpose organic flour, kosher salt, clover honey, and table sugar. You'll also need a measuring cup and a thermometer. Go ahead and measure 3 cups of the King Arthur all-purpose organic flour. We'll go ahead and add that to our bowl. I'm going to show you a technique that I developed. It's called the swimming pool. That's right, the swimming pool. I'm going to use a large spoon, start in the middle, and we're going to move the flour out towards the edge. You're going to say, why a swimming pool? Well, the swimming pool does two things. It holds all the water that we're going to add to our flour, and it also provides a large area for the yeast to activate. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Okay, now that we have our swimming pool made, it's time to fill it up. You will need 1 cup of hot water. 1 cup of hot water, and this definitely needs to be measured with a thermometer. The water temperature needs to be about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything above that could kill the yeast. 120 degrees is ideal. It's time to start adding some ingredients to our pool. First thing I want to add is some kosher salt. Add 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt to the pool. Next, we'll need to measure 3 teaspoons of table sugar. Simple table sugar is all we're going to add here. Nothing more than table sugar. Just go ahead and add that to your pool. And finally, it's time to fill up the pool. Go ahead and add that 120 degree water to the pool. I guess it would be more like a hot tub here instead of a swimming pool. This water temperature is ideal for the yeast to activate quickly. Let's go ahead and open your package of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. Time for it to go for a swim. Go ahead and put it in the pool. Give it a little stir, and I'm going to show you what happens. This yeast activates. It looks like little explosions. It's fun to watch. This is a cool time lapse here. Alright, our yeast pool party has come to an end. You can see the yeast is not so active anymore. We can go ahead and move on to the next step. The last ingredient I'm going to add is clover honey. Measure 1 tablespoon of clover honey. Go ahead and add that to your pool. Want to stir and mix that honey around the best you possibly can to get it dissolved in with all the water and other ingredients of the swimming pool. It's time, sadly, to crash our pool party. Let's mix all those ingredients together. Spend a couple minutes getting all that flour mixed in well with the water from the pool. Once you have that done, we can start kneading our bread. You'll notice off to the left I have a small cup of flour set aside. we'll need a little extra flour as we begin kneading our bread dough. Start kneading and folding the bread dough. Knead and fold. Add a little extra flour, knead, and fold. That's the technique I use. It's simple. You want to do this about a dozen times. Okay, our bread dough is looking really good at this point. Let's go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more flour on there and give it one last knead. Spent about 10 minutes working this bread dough together. It's about usually what it takes. You'll notice off to the side I have a piece of aluminum foil set aside. We're going to need that to cover up our bread dough for its first rise. This is looking great. Let's go ahead and cover this bread dough up and we're going to let it rise 2 hours. Alright, our timer has gone off. It has been 2 hours already. You'll notice that aluminum foil is already pushing off the top of the bread dough. It had a very healthy rise here. Go ahead and peel that off and throw that away. This next step will need some extra virgin olive oil. Go ahead and get your bread dough unstuck from that bread bowl and flip it over. We're going to measure 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and we're going to drizzle that all over our bread dough. I prefer to add the extra virgin olive oil between the first and second rise on the bread. It adds a lot of flavor and it also ensures that your bread will not stick when you go to bake it. And now we're going to start working that olive oil into the dough. I'm going to use the knead and fold technique just like we did before. Just spend about 1 or 2 more minutes here, making sure that olive oil gets mixed in well. Okay, this bread dough is looking good. We're going to need a baking sheet and some aluminum foil. 2 sheets of aluminum foil is usually what I use to cover my pan. It's up to you what you want to bake the bread with. I just prefer a cookie sheet and some aluminum foil. Let's go ahead and get this dough out and start forming it into a loaf. There's a couple tricks to this. Getting this bread dough to stretch out properly. There's definitely an art to it. Try to stretch it by hand, flip it around. I'll give it a twist, stretch, flip, stretch, give it a twist, flip it around again, stretch and twist, flip, until that bread dough is formed into what will be our bread loaf. And now what we want to do here is take another piece of aluminum foil and cover that bread loaf. We're going to let this rise up for 1 hour. Let's go ahead and get our oven preheating 400 degrees. 400 degrees. All right, 1 hour later, let's take a look at this bread. Pull that foil off of there. Take a look at how well that bread dough has risen up. This loaf is ready to bake. Let's go ahead and get it in the oven. Go ahead and take your bread pan, put it in your 400 degree preheated oven. And we're going to bake this bread for 22 minutes. After our timer goes off, go ahead. Let's go ahead and get this bread out and let it cool off. This loaf of bread turned out fantastic. It's got a nice outer crust and it's got a soft, chewy inside. Wonderful bread. It smells fantastic. Tastes even better. Serve your bread with your favorite side. Butter, olive oil, whatever you prefer. It's fantastic. Wonderful treat. Thanks for watching Dave's Original Recipes. Cook, share, like, subscribe, and enjoy. Thank you so much for your support. Have a good day.